Some memories do not return because someone found them. They return because
the house is ready to accuse you. Not with words. Not with evidence.
arranged neatly on a table, but with a tape nobody bought. Inside, case nobody labeled, showing a room everyone recognizes, and a day everyone swears did not happen. A family video should feel safe. That is why. This one does not. This is the premise of the Marrow home video. Index, a fictional analog horror archive presented as recovered domestic VHS recordings cataloged by a private media restoration group called Kinwell Transfer Services. At first, these tapes look ordinary. Birthdays, holidays, quiet kitchen footage, living rooms filmed by shaky hands. But the longer you watch, the more obvious it becomes that these are not memories preserved by a family. They are memories produced against a family. Today, we're going through the first 3 index tapes, the details they hide. In plain sight, and the theory that makes this archive feel less like a haunted recording and more like a confession that waited for the right machine.
The first tape is labeled File 01, June birthday unconfirmed year. It opens
On a dining room table covered with paper plates. A cake sits in the center. 7 candles burn, even though nobody in the family was 7 during any summer in the house. That detail matters. The camera pans across the room. A mother stands by the sink. A father adjusts a party hat
on a younger child. An older daughter sits at the table, staring.
The cake without blinking. Everything looks like a normal birthday video until
the father walks directly in front of the lens, which means he can be the one filming. The official Kinwell note calls this a standard family recording with an unknown operator. But the footage shows every family member in frame at the same time. So who is holding the camera?
At 0211, the tape glitches for 1 frame. Behind the birthday cake, taped
to the wall, is a small paper symbol, a house drawn like a child would draw it, except there is no door. At first, and it looks like decoration, I don't think it is. Because the same doorless house appear again. The second tape is labeled File 02, Kitchen Inventory. It begins with a close shot of a refrigerator, magnets, grocery coupons, a calendar from October 1996. The house is quiet, except for the soft buzz of the appliance. The camera moves slowly, almost carefully, like it is checking whether objects are still where they belong. A mug near the sink.
A blue lunchbox. A cracked wooden chair. Then the mother's voice says,
somewhere off camera, we never had that chair. The image holds in on it for 9 seconds. The chair is pushed slightly away from the kitchen table, as if someone just stood up. On the seat is another paper. House with no door. This is easy to miss, but it changes the scene. The tape is not showing an event, it is showing an object. Family refuses to accept. Then comes the contradiction. A typed label appears. On screen, room empty, no audio present. But under the refrigerator, there is breathing. Not loud, not dramatic, just close enough to the microphone
that it feels less like a sound in the room and more like
a sound inside the camera. When the audio is reversed, a child's voice says, "Don't record over me." And this is where the archive stops feeling passive. Until this moment, the tapes feel like recovered footage of impossible family moments.
But File 002 suggests something worse. The tape may not be documenting the forgotten memory. It may be protecting it from being erased again. The third tape
is labeled File 04, Living Room Playback. There is no File 03. The missing number matters because File 04 begins with the family watching File 01. They are sitting on the couch in the same living room, years older,
facing a television that shows the birthday cake. No one speaks. The father was
suburban legend or terrifying reality. The Garcia family were never the same after that night. We may never know what truly happened in that living room. Looking away from the screen, the timestamp reads 11:32 p.m., but the clock on the wall says 7:07, the same age as the candles. That detail connects the birthday, the missing chair, and the hidden paper house. Something in this family stopped being counted at 7. The tape does not. Blame this. It just moves on, which somehow makes it worse. On the television inside the footage, the camera pans past the birthday table again. But this time, there is one extra child standing beside the cake. Their face is turned away. Their party hat is too large. Their hand rests on the doorless house taped to the wall. Nobody in the room reacts.
Except the teenager. She whispers, "I remember now." The video cuts immediately.
We know for certain that the footage shows impossible camera placement, a repeated doorless house symbol in multiple recovered tapes. Doorless house symbol, reversed audio asking not to be recorded over, and a skipped File 003. We also know Kinwell's labels keep minimizing what the footage clearly shows. This part is speculation, but I don't think the tape is haunted by a stranger. I think the stranger is what the family made out of someone they stopped naming. The surface explanation is that an unknown person recorded private family moments. But that fails. Because the tapes know things no outsider could know. The chair, the birthday, the reaction, the exact silence that follows recognition.
The stronger explanation is that the tape was created by the memory.
Family removed from itself. That explains the missing camera operator, the doorless house, and the phrase, "Don't record over me." The tape is not trying to show what happened. It is trying to prevent the family from replacing absence with normal life. This story is not really about a family tape.
Nobody remembered recording. It is about the fear that silence can become
A family member sitting at the table until everyone learns not to look at it. The camera was not held by a person. It was held by the part of the house that refused to forget. Near the end of file 04, the screen goes black. Then a final Kinwell transfer card appears. Duplicate copy generated successfully. Under it, handwritten text fades in. Not the family's name. Not the archive number. Just 3 words. F or next viewing. At the beginning,
And it was never lost. Maybe it was waiting until someone else pressed play.
And if that is true, the real question is not who recorded the family.
The question is who the tape is recording now. Maybe it already started.